Hey all, welcome back to my channel, Itsuchi here, and we have a couple of things to talk about, nothing too major, just some minor updates. I'm still got some stuff to do before we get some more movesets, but there were some things that I have added and tweaked that I wanted to go ahead and update you all on, because we haven't had an update video in a small while. Let's jump in. So first things first is we will go to the viewer. Let's go to the viewer just so I can show you off some of the new characters that have been added. Sorry, the viewer's character select doesn't work super well right now. Actually, I can't even... Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, when I removed all the other characters, it broke the roster. I just realized it's not working at all. Okay, well, we won't go to viewer. Never mind. Because, you know, game's working correctly. So, it works alright in the regular one. Why do they work differently? I don't know. So first things first is a small roster realignment. That's why I just realized, well, not I just realized, but that's why it wasn't working at all just now in the viewer, is I removed Kakashi from the main roster. It used to be Kakashi was in the main roster. It would be part of Team 7, so it would be Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji, Asuma, so on and so forth. But I decided to just see what it was like with Kakashi on the different roster, and I actually kind of liked it. So basically the top roster is all the main cast for the children, and the same will be for when they upgrade to Shippuden. And then those Jonin and everyone else, the adults, the former generations of Leaf Ninja, will be in the second Leaf category, including Kakashi, and then it will be Kakashi, Asuma, Guy, Kurenai, all of them in this, followed by the Leaf Ninja character, which encompasses Iruka, Mizuki, Ebisu, and of course later on we'll add Hayate, Izumo, and Kotetsu. Those characters will be added to the Leaf Ninja, and then of course Tsunade, Shizune, all of them will also be in this Yugao, Toa, Komachi. They'll be in this level 2 secondary. It's the secondary Leaf roster just because there's so many Leaf characters. Putting them in just the Leaf roster A will be just too hard to navigate. You won't be able to find anyone. So Leaf primary, Leaf secondary, and then everyone else should fit on the other villages. So let's go through the characters that are in the game because I've added in a few more models since the last video. Obviously we've had Naruto in all of his outfits. No change to Naruto, Sasuke in all of his outfits, no changes to Sasuke, Sakura all of her outfits, no recent changes to Sakura. Her stance animation is broken because when I introduced mirroring the animation, the way I had her animation done no longer works, so her feet don't line up and I have not yet found a valid solution. I just haven't looked into it to what I'm going to do about her stance feet not lining up because her animation is just kind of wonky. Shikamaru, no updates, I don't think. I think we've already talked about all of his outfits, which are just his regular, his academy, which means he's not wearing any of his ninja gear or headband. When he takes his vest off during the tuning exams, post-tuning exams, when he's finally tuning, and his childhood costume. Ino, no changes to Ino. We already discussed, I added in her other outfits. No changes to Choji. He's the same. Well, one change, Choji. I finally fixed the running animation to an extent. I still got to do a little bit more work in it because it basically works in normal game, but it doesn't work correctly in free roam because of the way it's set up. So but I already know what I'm going to do to fix it so it works the same in both regular battle and free roam. But it works right now in the character selection and battle for all the runs. So finally figured out what was happening with this and fixed it, at least in free battle. And I got to now implement a new change so it works in free roam as well. But his run animation is done. And I also made it now that it inverts the stance. Before, running didn't invert the stance, but in the original OG games, running inverts the stance. So what they do is instead of having a full run cycle, they run half a cycle, and when that cycle finishes, they mirror it and play it again. But now that it's mirrored, it inverts the stance. So if I was to play the running animation, hold on, let me go to character more obvious. So if I was to play the running animation for like a second, and then turn it off, it would have inverted the stance during that. So this is how the original games worked. If you stopped running at a certain part, it will invert the stance. So that has now been implemented as part of the running fix. Okay, Kiba, I think we talked about Kiba in the last video. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we haven't talked about Kiba. So Kiba got added. This is starting a new one. So yeah, we did talk about, Choji. We didn't talk about Kiba. So Kiba's been re-added. His model has been updated. So his pants are now higher quality. Everything has been, not everything, but this model did get polished a little bit. Moreover, he now has his Ninja Academy outfit, which has also gotten the same tweaks from this one over. Then we have Kiba with his hood down. This is an important model because there are a few moments throughout the show where he does pull his hood back. Akamaru stands on his head, blah, 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 blah. And so I just thought it would be nice to go ahead and put that model in here. It's basically... it's not basically anything. It's just Kiba with his hood down. That was pretty hard to make, but I pulled it off. But it's still going to be looped in as his A outfit, which is problematic because, yeah, all of these are basically the same outfit. It's going to be hard to differentiate in gameplay, even with the hood down. So that's why we get his, what do you call this? His casual clothes. He wore this outfit during the Chunin exams finals. This outfit was in before, but I didn't sculpt his hair before. Before I had his hood up, because there was no version of young Kiba in the Clash of the Games that had his hair down. That's why this model also wasn't in. So it was just this one, and this version with the hood up. But he actually never shows up in the show or the manga with the hood up. We never see that, even though there is a hood. So I was just doing that to shortcut having to make his hair model. But if I be lazy, I can't make fun of Storm for being lazy, so I needed to put in the work. So I went on and sculpted hairstyles for wearing a headband with the hood down and without a headband with the hood down. And now that that hairstyle is complete, I can add in the proper jacket with the hood down. So that is now an anime/manga canon outfit that is now in. So now that is his first official alternate outfit. And there is another outfit he wears from his childhood. I might add that one just because some characters like Choji has his childhood outfit, not on purpose. It's because I needed a B outfit and I chose his casual clothes, which is this. But his casual clothes is actually based on his childhood, with just it being a minor texture swap. So I went on and added his childhood clothes, but he's also a child with Shikamaru, and Shikamaru's childhood clothes is basically just his vest but with long sleeves and a slight retexture. The long sleeves were super easy, so I added Shikamaru's childhood clothes as well. So I figured, Kiba is also in that friend group, and he has two childhood outfits, and I was thinking about adding at least one, the one where he meets Akamaru. There is a childhood. The only problem I haven't added is there's no full screenshot of the full outfit, so I don't know what the full outfit looks like just yet, and it's hard for me to stream Naruto in Australia as it's not on Netflix, and we don't have Hulu in Australia, so I haven't been able to go back to that episode in the anime. And I just haven't scanned YouTube to see if there's clips, so I don't know what his full outfit looks like, so I haven't added in that childhood outfit yet, but it's the same hairstyle, so I might go ahead and add it, but undecided. It's not necessary to tell the story, and we do have an A and a B outfit, so it's not required. So I may leave it. It's just, if we already have childhood outfits for some of the other characters, and he does have a childhood outfit that is shown multiple times in those flashbacks, if I get around to it, I might add it. So, but for now, expect these 4 outfits: regular, Ninja Academy, Ninja with the hood back, and casual clothes. We already added Hinata in a former video. The only thing is I did add an outfit for her. 2 outfits have been added for her since our last video, which she has a regular outfit, her Ninja Academy outfit, which just means no headband, no gear. The Awakened Hinata outfit, which is just her with her jacket off, essentially. Her training outfit was added. I added that one off screen. I shared a screenshot of it, but I forgot about this outfit that we pretty much needed to add it. Or did I add this one on screen? I can't remember. No, sorry, I did add this one on screen. Sorry, we did do this one. Yeah, we did this one on screen. I did this one in the video. So no, we did have this one. This is the one I forgot about. Or did we add this one? Yeah, I'm getting confused, y'all. See, this is why I need sleep. I did return to work, by the way, so I haven't slept. I went to bed at like 3:30 last night a.m. and I had work. I woke up for work at 7:30 this morning, so I am running off of like 0 sleep, and yeah, I haven't taken a nap. So sorry, we did not have this outfit in the last video. This one was added after the video, so you guys have not seen this one. This is the one that we did on screen in that video, so I added that one on screen. This one we did not add. I could have these backwards, but I'm pretty sure this is the one we added on screen. So this is new, and this is new. This is from her training with Hanabi and her father in the flashbacks, and this is the version, and I only added it because it was easy to add, and this one is from the Chunin exams as well, her casual clothes. She wears this during the Chunin exams finals. She starts coughing blood, and Obito heals her. This is the outfit she is wearing. She also has a moment with Naruto where he calls her, he's like, you know, I think you were weird and look like a bud. And she's like, oh, and he's like, but I think you're cool. Or he's like, I like people like you, and she's all like, la, 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 la. So anyway, I added that outfit for her, so we got 2 new outfits for her added since the last video, and this one was added in the last video, and the same thing for all of her Byakugan variants. So yep, Storm whatever! Shino got added recently, super recently. I think he wasn't the last character added, but he did get added, and he was also a character that was in desperate need of a B outfit because he only has an A outfit, because in basically all of Part 1, he only wears this outfit. Even his Ninja Academy design was so lazy that they just made him wear the headband, but not the plate on the headband. They just, a blue band with no plate on it. It's super lazy. They did not give a rat's ass about Shino in Part 1. And it's so sad, at least in terms of outfits. So these are the only 2 versions of Shino that show up in Part 1 of all of Naruto. But thank God for Shippuden and its endless filler flashbacks, because there are actually not 1, but 2 Shino outfits from Shippuden flashbacks that we get that I could use as a B and a C outfit. So we have this one, obviously regular Ninja Academy. We have this one, don't worry, I need to rig the jacket so it doesn't go through his pants. This is from his flashbacks with Torune. He used to hunt with his father and Torune as children. And so that's where this outfit is based off of, which I think it's kind of cool too, because in the Clash Ninja Shippuden games, for his alternate colors, they gave him a tan jacket, and it was pretty iconic. And it was a tan jacket, and then in Shippuden, when they did the flashback, they gave him, basically, it's his Shippuden jacket. There are small differences, but they're super subtle, but it's essentially his Shippuden jacket in the tan color. I don't know if they pulled from Clash of Ninja's alternate outfit because it was so iconic, but yeah, the anime actually gives him this jacket from a flashback as a child, and it's tan, just like in Clash Ninja, and Clash Ninja would have come out with this outfit. This outfit was introduced in EX2 for that color swap, so EX2 would have come out before those filler arcs from the anime, so there is a small chance that the anime pulled from Shino's alternate colors from EX2 for their childhood flashback of him, because this is, again, basically it's just this Shippuden jacket, but they put it in that tan color that was used from EX2, and of course it was reused again in EX3, SP, and Rev 3. But I just thought that was interesting. I didn't recognize it until I was doing this outfit, and I was like, this is his Shippuden jacket, or Shippuden coat, or it's his childhood coat that was shown in Shippuden, which would have been introduced after EX2 came out, which means there's a small chance they could have been inspired by his alternate colors from Clash of Ninja, which would be really cool if that turns out to be true. And it's also his pants. Those are the same exact pants colors from his Shippuden outfit, and same shoes. So it's basically they just were lazy with his design and gave him Shippuden clothes, but they used his EX2 color palette, which is super cool if that ends up to be true. Alright, and then the last one is his super casual clothes. This outfit is not done. I only was able to find his shirt from the waist up. I do think he's wearing shorts with cargo pockets on them, like cargo shorts, but I haven't been able to find a full image of his full outfit, but I think he's wearing shorts. But before I start modeling the shorts, I want to make sure I can get a full, clear picture of his full outfit, which I told you guys already. I don't have ability to stream Naruto yet. Like, I'm not paying for whatever streaming service can stream it. I used to pay for Funimation, but Funimation shut down. So I haven't, it's just weird having Naruto streaming here. So I currently can't go back and watch those clips from the anime to see the full outfit, so I'm just going for the few images I was able to find on the internet. But I was able to find waist up, so I know this is the exact shirt that he wears, the short sleeves with the long sleeve. That's a lot of layers. Homie's gotta be hot. He's wearing 3 shirts. He's wearing a vest, a short sleeve shirt, and a long sleeve shirt under that. Homie has to be hot. He is hot as hell. Anyway, he does have a different headband as well. And this version didn't have a headband at all. And fun fact, they changed his glasses in all of these. He has circular glasses for his main outfit, sunglasses that are like yeah, just sunglasses for this outfit, and then goggles that are based off of his Shippuden goggles for this outfit. So I'm like, come on, guys. Did he really need 3 different kinds of glasses for all of these outfits? Because it was just annoying to model all of this stuff. So anyway, yeah, fun fact, regular glasses, sunglasses, and goggles for this one. Anyway, those are Shino's outfits. He gets, well, 3.5 outfits because these 2 are the same. And those are the only outfits that I was able to find in all of Shino's childhood for him. So he's all covered there. And then we've added in Zabuza and Haku back. Zabuza has 2 outfits for the moment. There is at least one more outfit that I want to add for him, which is his Hidden Mist flak attire from the Jonin Hidden Mist outfits. The only thing is that model is going to be complex to add, and I want to wait until I introduce the Mist Ninja character, because they will use those flak vests, because there's 2 versions of the Mist. There's the Mist that we see in part 1, and then they update the flak jackets for the Great Ninja War, but there's still certain characters that show up in both. So whenever I add in the Mist Ninja character, just like I added in the Leaf Ninja character, like for example, Kakashi is actually using the Leaf Ninja's model. So that way I don't have to make all these models multiple times. I can just make one model and then tweak the head and other parts for variations to make the other characters. So for Zabuza's case, we will never see him in part 1, like in season 1, wearing his flak attire. So I'm not going to bother with it for season 1, but whenever I do add in the Mist Ninja character and I do have to design those flak vest outfit, I will update and give Zabuza a version of that as well, like he wore in his flashbacks with Haku. But for now, we just have the main 2 outfits here. This is an updated sword. This is Suigetsu's sword from the Dragon Blade Chronicles. It is different from the sword from the GameCube games. The GameCube game sword was very low quality, like very low quality. And fortunately, in Dragon Blade Chronicles is such a godsend, guys. You guys do not understand how much effort went into Dragon Blade Chronicles. Unfortunately, it was rushed, so the gameplay suffered a lot because they were used to making the original Clash Ninja games, and then suddenly they've got to make this brand new gameplay style in less than a year for the 10th anniversary. So that part sucked, but the models and the stages and the quality of the models, the textures, all of that is top tier for a Wii game in Dragon Blade Chronicles, and that includes when they did Suigetsu's model, they gave us a brand new updated model for Zabuza's Executioner's sword, and it's wonderful. So I went on and deleted the old GameCube version and added in the one we got in Dragon Blade Chronicles from Suigetsu. For Samehada was always low poly, and unfortunately they kept it low poly, like extra low poly, in Dragon Blade Chronicles 2, so I did have to borrow the sword model from Shinobi Strikers for Samehada, because the sword in Dragon Blade Chronicles and all the Clash Ninja games is just really big. It looks like a giant popsicle. It's just a giant popsicle that's textured. And Samehada is a very complex weapon. The whole point is the rifts cut you to ribbons, and those are just flat textures. It just doesn't work. So I did have to unfortunately resort to using the Shinobi Strikers model for Samehada, which we'll see later. But fortunately, the Zabuza's Executioner's Blade is high, and they did update that one when they added in Suigetsu, and it's a significantly higher quality model, and it's wonderful that I was able to use that for this one. So he does get to use the Executioner's Blade updated model, and it looks phenomenal on him. Alright, and then last but not least, we have Haku, which this is now means we have every character that you guys know of planned for Season 1 is now back in the game with their custom animations. That was a spoiler, sorry, didn't mean to go that way. So we have 4 outfits for Haku. So there were only 3 in the previous version, and one of those 3 was not even accurate. So we now have 4 or 5? 4. We have 4 outfits for Haku now. First is her first appearance, they. Haku is the first, like, basically non-binary character in Naruto. I love it. They are non-binary. We're here to support. Be inclusive. So they showed up first with the mask on. So then later, obviously, in the series, the mask gets removed and we get to see their face. So these 2 are the exact same. This is just the A outfit. Exact same. You cannot select these both at the same time. So one or the other at a single time. And it's just with or without the mask. I did base this off of the Shippuden version because in the original show, the original show came out in 2002 on Cartoon Network, and they felt the need to censor the fact that Haku is non-binary. And what that just means is they liked to wear lipstick, even though they were not assigned the female gender, which was apparently, unfortunately, controversial in the US when it, or just in general, when this released in 2002. So they did have lipstick in the manga, but this got censored in Part 1 Naruto. Fortunately, we had grown a little bit as a culture across the globe by the time Shippuden came out, and so when Haku got reintroduced in the war arc in Shippuden, they didn't censor this. So they definitely had the lipstick on in Shippuden, and even they gave us a couple of flashbacks, and the lipstick was retroactively applied in the flashbacks. So we are going with uncensorship. It is 2025. Be inclusive. So Haku is non-binary again. Their lipstick is on. And yeah, so this version wears lipstick. This version is also making their first appearance in a Naruto game, to my knowledge, at least a console Naruto game. Storm would never, because it's Storm. They would rather do a palette swap than give us this outfit. But anyway, adding in Haku's first encounter outfit. And I think I did a pretty good job on it. It's not perfect. But listen, this is not a AAA title. I am not paid by you guys. This is not a paid project. This is a passion project. I've got so many characters and so many outfits to put in. Sorry if it's not 100% perfect AAA quality for everything. I am doing my best I can to a certain degree. I can't just devote all my time to making everything perfect. But it's good enough for now. The only reason you see the stretching down below is because right now the skirt is not rigged. It's just tied to the legs, so if the legs rotate, the model rotates. But once I figure out how to rig and do all of that and update these models, it should flow a little bit better, not get the stretching. But this is what the outfit looks like, and I think it looks great. I had to sculpt the hair myself. I used the front, I actually modeled the front bangs from this Haku. So the front and top of the head is actually from the original Haku's model. So that part's still the same. I just obviously undid the loops and remodeled it to make it longer. And then just the back part where it drapes is from PTS Sakura with long hair. So, and I just stitched those two together and then edited it a little bit more further to make it Haku's long hairstyle. And the fourth and final costume for Haku is their younger self, which was more masculine presenting. There was no lipstick, so this one the lipstick is removed because I pay attention to detail. So yeah, younger Haku was definitely more masculine presenting, and so they didn't wear lipstick, so I removed the lipstick. That is not the same hairstyle that young Haku was supposed to have. Young Haku has short hair. However, this isn't physically young Haku, because if I change the size of the model for like a child, that changes the hitbox properties and hurtbox properties, which effectively makes it a different character. And that's a whole nother avenue that I do not want to get into. I do not want movesets to be outfit specific, because then you have to basically make the moveset twice, and that's just a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. So this is the Young's outfit for color sakes, because it's basically just a palette swap with minor edits, like very minor edits from the main, so that's why I added it. It's just a minor tweak, mostly color changing, and then a little bit on the sash is different in the front, and there's no sleeves. So for that reason I went on and added it, but just know this isn't child Haku. This is just grown Haku wearing teenage Haku wearing child Haku's clothes for the sake of having representation for the outfit, but the hair is still long because it's based off of long hair or current hair Haku. I could add the short hair, but modeling that's a custom hairstyle, and I just don't feel like modeling a custom hairstyle when it doesn't even fit the lore of this being teenage Haku, which has long hair. This isn't child Haku, it's just teenage Haku wearing the child's clothes, specifically color palette for representation. So I think I'll just keep the hair long because, yeah, there's no version where I'll really need that to have it that canonical, since, yeah, it's not child Haku. I mean, a similar story goes for Naruto as well. Like, this is childhood Naruto's outfit. He only showed up in these when he's a child, but this is clearly grown or teenage Naruto, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that is it for new characters. Oh my god, how do we still make it to 25 minutes? I'd just be yapping. I'd be the yapping. So, final thing I will showcase, and then we will go, is in the last video, I hadn't finished Mizuki's moveset. But now I have finished Mizuki's moveset. I told you guys I wanted to add in a couple of moves. We'll just go here. I'm going to add in a couple of moves where he uses the Shuriken strike instead of kunai. And I went on and added that, and it looks really good, in my opinion. So, basically, that's new. So it's just a double Shuriken swipe. See if I can pause. Here's what I'll do. pause it and then I can zoom in since we are still in the editor. So yeah, he holds them in 2 hands, pulls them together, and then swipe. And this is the same move that Obito uses on Kakashi during their fight. And so, yeah, this move will absolutely, you'll see it on Obito's moveset because it's the same move. I'm thinking about maybe programming it too so that when he does do moves like this, the shuriken on his back disappear just as a moment of continuity, because these is him using both shuriken, but as you can see now he has 4 shuriken. So I think for continuity I might program it in so that when shuriken spawn in, however many spawn in, he will only ever spawn in a maximum of 2, 1 for each hand. So depending on how many spawn in his hand, they will actually disappear on his back. The only reason I haven't done that immediately right now is because there are moments like when he throws the giant shuriken. So if you pull it off your back and you hold it and get ready to throw, like here, he's clearly holding it in his hand before he throws. So what happens when you hold it, it disappears from your back, you throw it, and then it just magically teleports back onto your back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, ooh, how do I want to deal with that transition? Do I just want it to appear as soon as you throw it? Because then what's the point of the continuity at that point? If you pull it off and emphasize that, look, he's holding the shuriken off his back, and then he throws it, and then suddenly it's just magically back on his back, what's the point in adding that continuity feature to begin with? So I don't know how I'm going to deal with that just yet, if it's even worth it, because again, he's going to have he has an infinite number of giant shuriken that can be drawn, but there's a finite number on his back. So I just feel like there's not going to be much point in investing in fixing the continuity of holding 2 shuriken in his hand when it's going to have to spawn back in anyway. But I might do it for maybe if he goes to throw it. Maybe I won't do it here. Maybe when he's holding it here and throws it, I won't apply it. But maybe when he does strikes like this where the shuriken doesn't leave his hands, then maybe I can do it for these moves. So when he spawn it as just for weapon purposes only. Oh yeah, and that's the second move, is he does another swipe. So instead of kunai, he swipes in. Yep. So swipe, teleport punch. Yep. So I don't think he actually has any moves where he uses kunai. Yeah, so that eliminates all of his kunai moves. So he doesn't use kunai at all. So you will have giant shuriken, and they're so fun. So satisfying. Same thing for upwards. So fun. Obviously throwing them. You can enhance them with chakra to make them go back. Yeah, and then the melee attacks versions with it, 6A, 2A, and then 6AA is just 6A, 2A. And then the teleport will pick up from there. As you can see, Iruka would be the opposite. So, yeah. See? Oop. Ooh, interesting. Those went through each other. I don't think they'd be able to do a clash. Anyway, the animation for that one is the same. It's just what I did was I substituted, instead of swiping with the kunai, you swipe with the giant shuriken. Just again for continuity. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it. I just basically just finished Mizuki's moveset. Iruka's is already done. And Ebisu's is basically already done. I'm sorry. Ebisu's is already done because he uses kunai. Mizuki's is already done. Iruka is going to use kunai for the melee attacks because you just can't do it much with small shuriken. But otherwise, just him throwing. I guess I can turn this back on for now. So, yeah. So obviously, those ones are going to be different. Iruka will throw shuriken as a projectile. Back is teleport for both, but that 6A will be a melee attack, and because you can't really use shuriken with melee, and there's no point in having 2 different versions of a projectile shuriken, or 3 different, I just want to give 6A and 2A the same kunai swipe as Ebisu. And then for Mizuki, even though the 6A is different, the 2A is just the same as normal, but I substitute the kunai for a giant shuriken. Hooray! Alright, that is it for updates. Stay tuned for some moveset stuff coming and some updated animation stuff coming as well. I did start work, so my time is limited again because I'm working again. I'm working full time. I'm actually working 2 jobs right now because my first job is an entry level. Unfortunately, I did apply for the upper level and they went through the interviewing process, but then throughout the interviewing, I found out that they were going to start me though at a lower level, and that you need to wait 6 months through what we call our probation period in Australia. And then once you finish probation, which just means you're capable of doing your job, then you can go into the proper avenues you want. So for the moment, I'm working a daytime job and a nighttime job to keep things going here in Sydney. So my time is very limited, and hopefully if things do work out with this company, if I stay, or if another job comes better than I can work 1 job, great. But for now, I'm working 2 jobs. So yeah, expect not as quick movesets just because I work on the game when I can at this point. So, but otherwise, yeah, it's coming along great. I hope you guys like all the new outfits and things like that. And be on the lookout for some more movesets. It is so much easier adding in movesets now that I'm on the humanoid system. So much easier. So when I do work on movesets, expect them to come quicker. Just my time is more limited now that I'm working 2 jobs. Alright, thanks all. Have a great night. Cheers. Bye-bye.